Good morning, everybody. Welcome to our print training call. Today's training is just a basic orientation to the company and your role as an advertising sales rep with either NADS or One-Stop Hospitality or both companies, as some reps work for both. We're going to go through topics section by section, and I encourage you to jot down some notes and questions. This is the beginning part. It's just a little bit of orientation and some housekeeping details. It's a little boring and dry, but after that, Mark will take over, and Mark Palmer is on the call. He's one of our senior sales reps and managers, and he'll be going over the sales and advertising portion of the training. And once you've completed this portion, I encourage you to set up a time to talk with him if you still have any questions, and he can clarify anything that's not clear. Okay? So if you don't already have Mark Palmer's number, his telephone number is 760-905-4173, and he does coaching with new sales reps. Just let him know that you're a brand new rep and that you'd like to set up a one-on-one call with him before you go into the field or once you're in the field, and he can help you. My name's Samantha Lorenzo. I'm the Hospitality Project Coordinator and Recruitment Manager. I deal with HR, administrative end of things like recruiting, hiring, onboarding of reps, and co-managing some reps in the field with Mark. You can reach out to me with anything administrative related, for example, reservations, project details, forms that you might need, issues in the field, questions, concerns, etc. I'm based in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. I work approximately 9 to 5 Eastern Standard Time. My cell number is 754-715-3886. You can also reach us on WhatsApp, Google Hangouts, and by text and email. If you have an emergency after hours, you can try and reach either Mark or myself via phone. Mark's what we call a floater, so he travels a lot. He might be working in different time zones, although his home base is in Florida. Tate Ellinger is the owner and general partner of both companies. He probably was the one to make an offer of employment to you. Mike Mummery is the sales manager at North American Directory Services. He's responsible for coordinating projects and overseeing management of the sales force. And Steve Fox is the sales manager at One-Stop Hospitality. I'll be sending you their contact information in a separate email. Okay, so we'll just get into a few housekeeping details. So a lot of people ask about business cards and if we provide business cards. Most reps don't use business cards when they're out in the field. The proposal sheets that you'll be given in your sales package will have your contact information on them. If you're really wanting business cards, the office can make you some after 3 successful projects, or you can request the template and get some printed off yourself. The company also does not provide company email accounts except to management and head office staff. So a lot of reps have created a separate email account to use for business with us, you know, through mail or Gmail or Yahoo. For example, for NADS, it could be sarah.guidetoguest@gmail.com, or for One-Stop Hospitality, it might be sarah.guestdirectory@gmail.com, just incorporating the company website into your email address. And in your signature, you can also include the company name, address, fax number, etc. Website looks a little bit more professional if you're sending out emails to clients. I just did up some orientation notes for you guys, so sorry it doesn't look overly professional. We're new to this webinar stuff, so please give us some grace here. So what does a project look like? All right, a project is an agreement that we have in place with a particular property or properties whereby we have committed to publishing their in-room guest directories for them for a specific amount of time, usually 3 to 4 years. Every year the book gets renewed and reprinted, so every year it's a new contract with the advertisers. Whatever they purchase in advertising is for 1 year, as the directories are reprinted annually. So you might have a project with one hotel, or you might have a project with multiple hotels. Whatever the advertisers pay, say they pay $1,000 for a full-page ad, it's for all of those hotels that are included in the project. So they'll pay one flat fee, and their ad will be featured in all the different hotels' guest directories. So what your first day or your first week of a project should be like. Check-in is on Mondays usually, and that's because we don't allow check-ins on the weekend. there can sometimes be issues happening at check-in, and then there's nobody available at our head offices on the weekend to help you. So we always prefer that reps check in to the properties on Mondays so that someone's around to help you if there's an issue. Most reps use Mondays as a traveling and prospecting day. Your package should be waiting for you at the front desk if it wasn't sent to your home address. Everything that you need to sell the project should be in your sales package. For example, there'll be ad agreements, ad layout forms, sales commission records, proposal sheets, sample directories to present to your clients. There might be some tent cards and key cards, etc. Please note that some reps decide to sell those products, but for the most part, you're just going to focus on the ad sales for the guest directory because that goes towards your sales quota. The other products do not go towards your sales quota. So really, please just focus on the ad sales for your first few projects. It's a good idea to set up an appointment with the general manager early in the week to go over the guest directory, get their changes, any recommendations on businesses that they would like to see in the book. Really good idea to establish rapport with the hotel staff early on in the project, with the front desk staff, the general manager, maybe include them in some gift cards or whatever if you're doing trade with the businesses that you're selling to. Really good for relationship building. Okay, your sales quota, or what we call a base, is based on what the rep last year sold. So if you have a $5,000 sales quota, that's most likely because the rep the previous year sold $5,000 into that project. So that's where your base is set, and it goes up from there with bonuses. If it's a new project where we've never done their books before, the office has a formula that they use to establish what they feel to be a fair sales quota, sales target for that market. The rest of the week just entails active prospecting, lead generation, setting up appointments with past advertisers, and finding new business for the directory. With compensation, your individual compensation contracts should be listed on the website. Everybody has different contracts. Some are North American Directory Services employees, some are one-stop hospitality vendors or employees. If you are an NADS employee, you can go to guideaguest.com/careers, and your contract will be on the website with your specific commission structure. NADS also has collection bonuses, performance-based partial gas reimbursement. If you haven't received that information already, let me know and I can send that to you separately. NADS commissions start at 30% and go up to about 43% with bonuses. As a one-stop employee, your commissions start at 30%, and as a vendor, they start at 35%. Your contracts can be found at guestdirectory.com/careers. Stay Compass, which is our digital mobile app, commissions start at 30% for those products as well. Okay, let me just go over a little bit of collections and receivables first of all. If you collect a check or a credit card that can be cashed within 30 days of when you receive it, it's treated as collected money. Anything that we receive that cannot be cashed or processed for a month or later is treated as a receivable. You need to indicate with a sticky note on the check or agreement that it's cashable at a later date. You get paid commission on receivables when payment comes into the office. Payment needs to reach the office at least 2 to 3 business days before payroll for it to be included on your check. Otherwise, it will be on the following paycheck. Let me stress again that you're not getting paid any advance commissions. Your paycheck is based on the payments that you've collected and sent into the office. Any post-dated checks for future credit card payments will not be paid commission until they're processed and cleared. If you have any questions regarding that, you can contact Mike Mummery or Steve Box at the head office, and they should be able to help you clarify any questions around collections and receivables. Oh, another important note, please know that you are not allowed to keep cash in lieu of commissions. If you receive cash, you need to go to the bank and get a money order made out to either NADS or One Stop Hospitality. You do not have permission to keep any cash, as all funds need to be accounted for at the office due to IRS regulations. All right, so please note if you're a full-time employee, we'll be monitoring your progress on jobs and coordinating your next job according to your sales and how close you are to your quota. The office might be inquiring on room availability with up to 5 different properties in 5 different towns and might not get a confirmation from them until the end of the week. They will send you the details on your project as soon as they get the confirmation. So please don't panic if you don't find out until Thursday or Friday where you're going. That's quite normal. For vendors, same scenario applies. They're, juggling jobs and coordinating reservations for upwards of 50 to maybe even 100 reps now. So it does take time to get reservations in place for everybody, but rest assured that they will have something set up for you. If you haven't heard anything by Thursday afternoon, you can give me a call and I can look into it for you to make sure that there is something in the works, but most of the time they're pretty good about making sure everybody's covered. Benefits are under scheduling jobs. So this is for North American Directory Services employees. There are benefits available after 4 months of full-time employment. There's only a certain time of year that employees can sign up. For the simple IRA, it's January and July and or 120 days of full-time employment. For health insurance, December of each year and or 120 days after full-time employment. Please let me know the month prior when it's your time to sign up and I can get you the appropriate forms from the head office, or you can reach out to Tate Ellinger directly and ask him. So this is a payroll week, all right? So if you've been making sales and you have a package to send in, this is what needs to be included in your sales package. For absolutely every sales packet that you send in, there needs to be a completed advertiser agreement, an ad layout form for each agreement, whether it's a new ad or a renewal, they need to have a completed ad layout form. Any checks or money orders that you've received, any graphics, hard graphics that the advertisers want to use, or they can send them in digitally to the art department, that's fine. And a sales commission record for each project that you're working on. Those must be in each sales packet, fully completed, please. NADS packets must be into the office by end of business on the Thursday before payroll. So most reps would overnight them via UPS by 5 o'clock Mountain Standard Time on the Wednesday to ensure that they're there by end of business on Thursday. For one-stop hospitality, packets must be into the office by end of business on the Friday. You can overnight them via UPS by 5 o'clock Mountain Standard Time on the Thursday to make sure they're in the office by Friday, processed on Monday in your bank account by Tuesday. So North American Directory Services payroll should be in your account either Saturday or Monday, depending on your bank, and one-stop payroll should be in your account Tuesday. We do have a UPS company corporate account that you can use at discounted rates if you choose to. Please ask me for the agreement to sign and I can send you the account information and explain the process to you. You're able to use whatever means you feel like to send your packets into the office, but a lot of people do use the UPS corporate account at the discounted rate.
Just on the, we know, I guess if our paperwork is one stop, then that's obviously that's the sale, right? That's who we're doing that contract for. Is that correct? I mean, how do we know for sure which one it is? Simply by what the contracts are in our package?
Yeah, when you're assigned a job, you will get an email from either Mike Mummery or Steve Box at the office. North American Directory Services employees will only be doing NADS jobs. One-stop hospitality vendors could do jobs for either company, but they will indicate to you in the email if it's one-stop job or an NADS job. And your sales packet will have the correct forms according to the project. So if it's an NADS job, you'll have NADS ad agreements, contracts, layout forms, all of that. They will match whatever company that the project's for.
Okay, so we just, if it's like in my case, all the forms are one stop, then I need to have mine in by Friday at 5, right? Excuse me, by Thursday at 5?
Yeah.
Okay, I just wanted to double check.
Coaching calls. We used to do regular team calls, every other week. Right now with the digital rollout, we sort of focus on the digital training. So we sort of put team calls on hold. But Mark does do weekly coaching calls with sales reps if you're struggling or have questions or just need some help. Yeah, so please contact Mark directly to set up a regular time with him, or you can reach out to me and I can schedule something for you. Please use this time and resource, especially when you're new and have questions. There can be a steep learning curve the first 90 days, and that's the most important time in the job, especially if you don't have an ad sales background, to get yourself set up for success. We're here to help and support you, but, we're not going to know if you need help or are struggling unless you reach out to us. So, it can be easy to feel isolated on the road. Please don't feel alone. We're here for you. Just reach out and we can have a chat. This is really important. We really need to know what your numbers are and where you are in the project. Your sales directly affect our scheduling department. For the first few projects, I would like that you send me an email at the end of every business day with your numbers. Please include the following information in your email: the project name and the base amount, and your company, whether you're one-stop NADS or dual rep, total dollar amount that you have signed contracts for to date, the total dollar amount collected on those contracts to date, and the total dollar amount of outstanding receivables to date. Please keep a running total and send me the total project numbers, not just what business you've done that day. This is what I would like you to send in your email. Just exactly that. Santa Cruz, California is the name of the town, the state that you're working in. If you want to include the Hampton Inn or whatever the name of the hotel is, great. Please add on the end of that whether it's NADS or One Stop, and then your base for the project, how much you've sold, how much you've collected, and your receivables. And those totals are going to change on a daily basis. So just please send me your updated numbers at the end of every business day. Even if you haven't sold anything, just please keep in contact with us, check in so that we know you're still on the job, you're still connected to us, you're still working, and you can give me a little bit of a project update on what's been going on in the field. For the first few projects, please send a daily report. First few projects, you can send them twice a week. Typically Tuesdays and Thursdays are good. I really prefer, some of my best sales reps are still sending in reports daily, and that just makes our job so much easier, because then I'm not chasing people for numbers. I know what's going on, I know where you're at, and we can start coordinating your next job for you, because we know accurately where you're at in the project. And if you're having any troubles, we can discuss them. We can, strategize, get you on the phone with Mark or another manager and troubleshoot what's going on in the field. So please, this is very important that you're sending in daily reports via email. If you can't get a hold of Mark or myself, you can reach out to Mike Mummery at NADS or Steve Fox at One Stop. Again, working remotely, regular communication with us is expected and necessary. Any struggles or questions, just make sure that you're reaching out and letting us know. Please do not just walk off a job without permission, as that could be construed as failing to show up for work, and the head office is not going to be very happy, and that might affect your eligibility for future projects.